Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Zilork, and as promised, this is a overview of my Foden, or Fist of Heaven's Paladin, as it's called. I just wanted to kind of go over everything of how I built it. Obviously, you can build it however you please or whatnot, but this is kind of just how I did it. And one particular thing about the Fist of Heavens is you do not need crazy good gear or anything. That's I think one of the biggest things about this. So since ladder is coming out pretty soon here, just a few more days, um, I think this is probably going to be quite a good going into ladder build as you level up. I think it's just going to do fantastic because, like I said, it does not need much good gear or anything. Budget gear would be just fine, and I'll show you kind of that as to why in a minute here. But I guess kick things off. Like always, people always put everything just enough strength to get your gear and whatnot. You don't have to put anything to dexterity unless you want to go for that max block. Everything else into vitality. With this specific build, I've got plenty of mana and life, especially after battle orders. And I know this is probably driving some of you crazy because I still have so many points left, but that's because I've got Enigma on and it's in a Mage Blade. So Mage Plate only requires 55 strength, and as soon as I put this on, you know that based on character level strength gives me plenty of strength, as you can see, to equip the rest of my gear. So I do not have anything added into strength at all. I didn't put any points into strength, so that's why I've got that just in case, I want to switch over to like an Arcane Blade or something like that. But like I said, I have plenty of health, especially with my Call to Arms, CT, or whatever. After battle orders, I've got plenty. So yeah, that's pretty much all. It's fairly simple, obviously. Gear here, I've got a Hodo, Heart of the Oak. This I think is quite budget, especially now. Like Vex runes are only a few ists. Pole rune is super cheap still, whatnot. But if you wanted more budget, you could go with a Spirit. That's still plus 2 skills and 35 faster cast rate instead of 40 faster cast rate, like the Heart of the Oak, which this also has a lot of resistances, and as you can see, mine are all maxed. So yeah, Heart of the Oak is probably go-to best in slot for main, I think. And so I've got a Shaco here. You can swap this out, obviously, with some kind of circlet you might have found, plus paladin skills or something. I mean, very budget. You could get that. Gosh, what's that? The peasant crown. That's probably going to be a leveling up item. You might find it, off of a nightmare. I believe Nightmare and Dario might drop it. There's it drops quite a few different places throughout the game. So I don't think a peasant crown would be that hard to find. But of course, the Shaco, this as of right now, anyways, in the main game, this is super cheap. So I mean, I'm still running with it. I've been using the Shaco for a long time. That magic find is amazing. Of course, you got their Spirit rune words, 35 faster cast rate if you can roll it perfect, 2 skills. I've also got that on this, also on the swap with my battle orders. That does give me the +2 to skills with battle orders. I've been running with Word Travelers. Just pretty much, I mean, obviously, I don't need any of the strength bonus or anything from that, but I've got it just for the Magic Find because this build is focused on Magic Find. As you can see, I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place, but kind of just going off on the theme there. So I've got all pretty much 7 Magic Find small charms here, a straggler here, and a straggler there, but pretty much all Magic Find except this one that I needed a little bit more fire res to get the max. Got a Geats, 1 combat skiller, an Analyst, Torch, faster cast rate. Also, I get 20 plus from the Triangul's gloves, and I've got 1 10 FCR Reen, and that 10 to all resistances just because part of yoke, and everything else doesn't quite cut it yet. So I've got 1 Reen for that, and then a Bull Kathos. You could, I'll show you that in a minute here, sorry. And then Assault got directed mess for 20 fast cast rate and plus the skills. But I'll show you this real quick. So more budget for the Enigma. Obviously, I'm running the Enigma for the teleport, but you could swap that out for the Viper Magi. That is $1 skills, and I put a perfect topaz in it for some magic find because I mean, Enigma is a ton of magic find based on your character level. The boots you could obviously swap out for some sandstorm treks or some water walks or even some alders. Kind of up to you of what you'd like to do. Obviously, if you put this Viper Magi on, that's giving you 30 plus faster cast rate, so you could put on some chance cards maybe, put on another Volcathos to get the extra plus to skills. That's awesome. Bunch of life. Or another, you could put a 30 Nagel on there, or whichever one you got, 28 or whatever. Or you could put, maybe you need a little more health and mana, or a little bit of resistances on another green. You could do kind of that, whatever you prefer. So yeah, Viper Magi definitely. I think the best place you can get this is off Nightmare and Dariel. Coming up in ladder, I'm probably gonna just farm Andariel till I get a Stone Jordan and a Viper Magi and stuff like that. This can roll up to 35 all resistances, and so that's awesome. You get the resistances from this. You can get a ton of resistances from your Hodo or Spirit, and as well if you roll a Spirit. Let's see, I don't have one anymore. But this gives a ton of resistances, especially on Paladin shields, because you can get that 45 base, plus when you roll Spirit in it, you get a ton more. 35 draw resistances, I believe. So, a bunch of resistances from just a few items. Obviously, if you bracketed mesh is kind of a higher tier, kind of more end-game items. So, I mean, you could just find one that's got, some fast rate recovery, some strength, a bunch of resistances or whatever. Life belts with some resistances that could help too if you don't have a Heart of the Oak, or you need a little more resistances and whatnot. Obviously, your charms, you're not going to have all 7 MF small charms yet, so I mean, you can just find those little charms of a little bit of resistances here or whatever, leveling up throughout the game and whatnot. So yeah, I think that mostly, for the most part, this is also a crafted amulet. It didn't get that 10% faster cast rate. I mean, otherwise it'd be worth quite a bit. But it does have that +2 to skills and just some faster cast rate. So this amulet is awesome. I've got a couple other ones here. I mean, if I wanted more magic find, I could just put this one on. I've got this one too. It's 2 to combat skills and 10 faster cast rate. So I mean, that also works fantastic because I've got skills here. Pretty much everything you're using is a combat skill, so it doesn't quite matter if you use the 2 to combat skills or just a +2 to all paladin skills. Just because, I mean, for this specific build, because everything you need is in here. So with that, a lot of the skills, I put 1 into Salvation. You could add points into Resist Lightning, Resist Fire. If you don't have an Enigma, I would recommend going into Vigor to run around a lot quicker. Offensive ores, you don't really need. It's not mandatory, but I mean, I would come down from the synergies of Fist of Heavens is Holy Bolt and Holy Shock. So we put maxed out Holy Bolt, and we went over here and maxed out Holy Shock for the most synergies possible. And then every other one I put 1 into Conviction, and because Conviction resists, lowers the resist of all monsters. And as you see, with just the 1 point in there, I've got all those +2 skills totaling 16. So it's -105%. So that's a lot. This breaks pretty much all immunities. As I'll show you, I'll go through Chaos Run in a bit here and kind of show you. This is fantastic. This is pretty much all I use. As you can see, that's all I use pretty much. Combat skills, just the prerequisites to get down to Fist of Heavens and max that out. And then just these 1 points into here, into Holy Shield, because that defense buff here, there you go. Okay, so you just put that on, Holy Shield is awesome. You could do a duo with Smite. As you can see, I've got a bunch of points remaining. I don't need more resistances, so I'm not going to put anything into here. This Conviction Ore is really all I need. So you can pretty much just kind of mess around whatever you prefer, I suppose. Like, maybe you could do Blessed Hammers. I know there's some people that do the Fist of Heavens and Blessed Hammers, but, I mean, I don't know. You'd have to put... I guess you could do the Blessed Hammers, and then, obviously, if you don't have the Enigma, you can put points into Vigor to help your Blessed Hammers out with the synergy. But the other synergy is Blessed Aim, and I wouldn't... if you're running Fist of Heavens, you don't need Blessed Hammers synergies buffed up all the way or whatnot. Just because Fist of Heavens is so OP. It's crazy. So, yeah. So you could do Smite. I'm pretty sure if you did a Fist of Heavens and a Smite build, you could probably farm everywhere in the game pretty much. So yeah, that's kind of quite nice. Yeah, this build is quite simple, obviously, but I don't know what I'm gonna do at these points. I might just put them into like Smite or something, or try out Blessed Hammers and just try to run through the whole game and see how they do, and might come to a consensus, of what might be most viable in the future. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys this right now. On Faisal here, I've got just a Blessed Aim to help him out with his, because he's a melee character, obviously. I'm running Insight because it's kind of the way I do it. Run my Paladin or whatever, it's kind of mana intensive because I use Fist of Heavens, obviously, but then I use Holy Bolt and I just like spam Holy Bolt on everything else, while the Fist of Heavens is going on, because this Fist of Heavens has a 0.4 second delay, and not even half a second doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're sitting there constantly casting it, waiting, I'll show you that also in a minute, but when you're waiting, for that, I just kind of spam a couple Holy Bolts while I'm waiting, and then just another Fist of Heavens, and it's very, very fast clear. I know she has an Atmos Whale, he has an Atmos Whale, but my Fortitude is on a different character right now. I guess I can go get that, but yeah, I just have that on here for now. And then in Andariel's Visage, or Visage, however it's said. Visage, sounds like Visage. So, I don't know, probably Visage. Anyway, sorry. This is kind of a must if your mercenary character isn't high level enough to quick a Colossus Bulge. That's why I've got that on here, but as you can see, it's way over now because he's leveled up quite a bit. But this is very nice because it's got the 20 increased attack speed, it's got, the 2 to skills, and the lifesteal, which is like almost everything a Act 2 mercenary needs. Resistances, like I said, aren't very good because the Fortitude is on a different account, but regardless, we're just going to run with that for now. I put a Ruby Jewel in it for the negative fire resistance that comes with Andariel's to kind of offset it. It's still -4, but when I put the Fortitude on, it's fine. So, yep, that's mercenary. Don't think I'm really forgetting anything else. Like I said, we got the... Oh yeah, I've got my chance cards on here. Sorry. I'll just go show you guys real quick. Run here. Sorry. Alright, so yeah, so 407 magic find, 135 faster cast rate. I could take this off and we'd be alright because of this amulet, but when I have my other one on, then it's 122, whatever, so it's not quite at the break point. And the faster cast rate is only for the Holy Bolt, and obviously 105 for teleporting. Faster cast rate does not affect the Fist of Heavens because it's got that casting delay, so you could have like pretty much no faster cast rate and still launch the Fist of Heavens at a pretty quick 4.4 second rate. You wouldn't change anything. So we're going to pre-buff here real quick. So we just drop the Fist of Heavens and it shoots a Holy Bolt out as well, but absolutely love the Holy Bolt because it's like just a freaking cannon here, just obliterates. Check that thing. say you could just go Holy Bolt the whole way because its damage is also pretty crazy. It's almost 6,000 to 6,700. Whereas the Fist of Heaven is lightning damage, and then it's got the Holy Bolt effect afterwards. So, like I said, if you would like, you could drop the Fist of Heavens and then cast a couple of Holy Bolt while you're at it. Fist of Heavens and then Holy Bolt. Now, one thing with the Fist of Heaven, or not Fist of Heavens, the Holy Bolt effect of Fist of Heavens, as well as just casting the Holy Bolt, it does not damage monsters that aren't demons or undead. So, like, as maggots spawn here in the river, you have to just drop the lightning effect on the maggots, and that's the only thing that'll hit them. You get the Holy Bolts that you cast won't do anything, and the Holy Bolt effect from the Fist of Heavens will not hurt the maggots or anything that is not undead or demons. So, just kind of a note there. See, so these are lightning immune, but as soon as this conviction aura hits them, they're not immune anymore, and the Fist of Heaven just obliterates these. These Stormcasters just go down so quick from this as well. Alright, so I'll just show you guys just the Fist of Heavens real quick. I'll just kind of spam it. So just by itself, it's quite fast, and then you get that effect afterwards. But I just love the Holy Bolt cannon, so that's why I use that mostly. See, it does quite well. It's amazing. It obliterates everything. Just a few hits and they're just gone. Steel carpets. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I was wondering what Shadow Blade that was. That's interesting. If I was doing a gray blue dead, and you could also, if you don't have Enigma, you could just drop, run, and wait for the Holy Bolts to hit him. And that was super good. Kind of can't see anything when you just drop in Fist of Heavens and whatnot. It just covers everything. Drop. And if you're not targeting something with your cursor, he doesn't drop anything. It goes to his cast rate. See how he casts that fast, but as soon as you hit a monster or whatever, he stops and that delay kicks in. So you gotta make sure your cursor is on the target. And you can't be behind, an object. You have to be clear sight of the monster for it to hit him. Just some side notes there. And this is why I love the Holy Bolt. Helps with your aim to your teleport. Oh. All kinds of uniques this one. Usually I might get one or two. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty quick. Obviously I wasn't just intent focused, just clearing as fast as possible, but it does seem to go quite fast. Now with Diablo, this is also why I'd like the faster cast rate, because Holy Bolt does super fast damage because you have that faster cast rate and you're not waiting for the delay. Don't die, Faisal. So you could sit here and drop the Fist of Heavens and it's pretty much just a lightning effect that hits him. But I just sit here and I spam the Holy Bolt for boss because it seems built a lot quicker. I wonder if anyone's ever tried rolling an Enigma in this before. I bet you somebody has. That would be the worst. But yeah, so that's a Chaos Sanctuary. Quite decent, as you guys can see. It's pretty quite an OP build here. And that's just the synergies and whatnot from this. And one thing to note also is, see how these guys don't die from the Holy Bolt, is not doing this. So you have to just drop the Fist of Heavens on. Anyway, sorry, like I was saying, the Infinity and, you know, the Griffins and whatnot, those don't really help that much because you have the Conviction Ore. Now, if you're not running the Conviction Ore, sure, you could put Infinity on your Mercenary, but like I said, I'm just running Insight. That's super budget, but you could just obviously take the Enigma off, the Erected Mesh, and probably the War Travs, and everything else would be pretty much budget. And yeah, like, you do just fine. Like, it's a ton of damage and everything, especially leveling up through the game. So you do just fine. Like, you do not need Infinity at all. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to do just absolute maximum amount of damage and kill as fast as possible. Sure, later on in the game, if that's what you want to do, that would be just fine too. That would, I'm sure that would work just fine. Oops. So yeah, this is pretty much just my build of the FoH Paladin. As you can see, it's quite OP. It is a lot of fun. I love just spamming the Holy Bolt. You can just freaking cannon everything. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah. Anyways, with that, I'd sure love to hear you guys' thoughts down in the comments of what you might change with the build or whatnot. Maybe what you would prefer on your build, or whatever. Maybe I might have said something or whatever that might not make sense or whatever. But yeah, it's just pretty much a straightforward build, kind of an easy build, kind of like a Hammered In, super easy build, just a couple synergies and whatnot, and then your holy shield. So yeah. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and if you did like this video, that thumbs up is there for you to let me know that. If you guys could do that. And if you do enjoy this content and want to see any other content, I will be doing videos along my journey in Ladder, and I'm probably going to start with Fist of Heavens Hammered In. I might do the duo Fist of Heavens and the Hammered In as well, kind of leveling up. And yeah, if you guys would love to see that, the subscribe button is there for you to do. And yep, with that, I hope you guys have a great day.